Okay, well, the first thing I'm going to say, mate, I'm just going to say to everyone listening to this, big thank you for watching or listening anywhere around the world, guys. Whether you're in the UK, whether you're in parts of Europe, the USA, thank you very much for tuning in today and taking the time to listen to this talk. And I'm also going to say it's Liam Hartley back with you today, episode 460, guys, of Presenting Champions for the Simply Inspired podcast. Please subscribe to the channel as well for some more great content coming soon. And I'm very, very excited to welcome a very special guest because today, guys, the champ is in the house. And the reason the champ is in the house is I've got Nath Pearce with us today. We're going to be talking about his fighting career, obviously, in the unlicensed boxing world, the bare knuckle boxing world, the titles that he's won, how he's such a busy man, how he loves the fight game. We were just talking about this just now before we started. When he's busy traveling around for these different fights, you can actually feel that he's having fun. So we're going to be talking a little bit about the mentality that it takes to reach a high level in some of these very, very tough combat sports. And we'll also be talking about Nate's future plans as well. What I am going to say, guys, keep an eye on this man because he's already done a lot. As I've mentioned, he's already won titles. He's already been in there with some great names, different disciplines, all of that stuff. But I'm going to say I think the best is yet to come. I think there's some really, really big fights ahead of Nate as well. Definitely somebody you want to keep an eye on. Definitely somebody that you want to follow as well. So check him out on social media. We'll talk more about that afterwards. But mate, thank you for coming on the show, and it's awesome to have you here, man. Thank you.
Not a problem, my friend. It's a pleasure to be on. As I said, like we were talking previously, I've seen a lot of your episodes. You've had some huge names on the podcast, so to be one of them, the pleasure's all mine, my friend.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. I mean, like I was saying just now, before we started, I'm honored as well. That you've been watching my stuff, you've been enjoying it, and it's always very cool when that happens. When I sit down with, a top champion, and they've been watching my stuff, because obviously I've been following you, you've been following me, so very, very cool, very cool. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in a minute in time to where you started, but before we do that, for anyone who doesn't know. Can you just tell us how many fights you've had and the titles that you've won, please? Most people will probably know this, but for anyone who doesn't, you're a busy man, so I just want to get that one out there.
Um, I, so the exact number of fights I only know for sure from the 28th of September last year, and I think that is now 10 fights since in all different disciplines since the 28th of September last year. I
Wow.
I couldn't give an exact number going back before that, but when I first, that's when I got back into it after some time off. So it's 10 since the 28th of September last year. I know that for a fact.
Wow, you see, that
Um,
shows how busy you are, mate. That shows how busy you are. You see, because that's why I wanted to kick off with that because it's crazy. I've seen the fights coming out and I've watched some of them and everything, obviously. But I see the posts coming through and I think, wow, busy man. And the old school mentality. You're getting there, different disciplines, different guys, old school fighting mentality. Big respect for that. So that's why I wanted to kick things off. Now, people are going to be curious to know like in the beginning, a little bit about where you come from and basically how you started combat sports, which one was the first one you tried. And just going back there a little bit, we won't spend ages talking about this, but I think that some people will have seen your journey from that point you were just saying, if you get what I mean, like in more recent
yeah.
times. They'd be curious about where you come from before that, basically. Let's start there, please.
So, so I dabbled in boxing when I was younger. I did a little bit of Muay Thai when I was younger. Um, I've always been into fighting, whether that was on the street or boxing, Muay Thai. I did a bit of MMA when I was younger as well. And then as I got into my teenage years, I suffered an injury and I kind of went a bit off the rails for about a good 8 to 10 year. In and out of trouble, just mischief, genuine mischief. Ended up in prison for a little bit, and as I was getting out, I ended up. Me and me baby's mum had our little girl, Dakota, and it was pretty much a crossroads of I can keep going down the way I'm going and be in and out of jail all my life and not be the dad or the person that I knew I could be, or I throw myself into something that could change my life. And the kind of only thing I was really good at other than they being a terror was fighting. So I thought, let's go, let's give it a go. Let's see how much money we can make doing this. Let's see. It obviously ended up being a lot more than that, but it's always been financial. Well, especially originally, it was financial more than anything else. And then once I got into it again, I realised just how much I loved it, and it completely changed my life. The training, the discipline, the you grow as a human when you put yourself through hell. You really do. And you're either going to fall to it or thrive from it. And I just happened to thrive from it, make good money doing it, and keep yourself on the straight and narrow. Change my life, change my loved ones' lives. It is so much more than that, but that's the top and bottom of it, really. Uh, I've just kind of bounced from uh, discipline to discipline as well, and instead of just choosing one, I've decided I'm going to do all of them.
Yeah. I love that. Absolutely love that. I mean, the way you turned it around there, and everything that you've been through, man, making you the man you are today. I've got all the respect in the world for that, man, because, that's also why I call this, presenting champions, but it's also simply inspired as well, because I try and put that inspiration across for people, whether it's something like mental health or whether it's like overcoming addictions or whether it's like what you said there, coming out of jail, turning it around. It takes a lot of courage to do that, to change, when your life's going down this way, to kind of look ahead and think, okay, I want it to go this way. So I gotta say, like, big respect on that, man, because a lot of people, they never get out of that cycle, and by showing these stories, I am trying to help people, break that kind of cycle. Which is why, there's one thing I wanted to touch on there. When you were saying about being in and out of trouble and all of this, I don't dwell on anything negative on my podcast. It's always stuff to help people. But what would you say to anybody, the youngsters or people, people of any age who are like getting in and out of that kind of situation, where they're being locked up and they're being, on the streets and they're doing all this type of thing. What would you say to those people, mate?
Find a passion, and take a good hard look at the people you have around you, because it makes the world a difference. Everyone is there when they can benefit from you. Everyone is there if they need you to do something for them, or they need something that you can give them, whether that wrecks your life or whether that wrecks your future or anything like that. Just take a good hard look at who's around you, and find people and situations to put yourself in and around that really care about you as a person.
Yeah,
Easier said than done, but it'll make all the difference. Whether that be the gym, whether it be a football team, it doesn't have to be fighting. Fighting's not for everyone. You'll find that out very quickly as well. If you give it a go, but you'll find that out very quickly as well. But just find something to focus on, something to give you purpose, because without purpose and the wrong influences around you, it can be a very quick, slippery slope.
yeah, yeah. I love that. I'm a big believer in the fact. You know what they say, where the five people with whom you spend the most time, the like if they say the five people you hang out with the most, like you become them, you become like them, over time. And
Definitely.
I believe that 100%. And it's also, a big part of my life as well. Of coming out here. I mean, you've probably seen the posts and everything is
Yeah.
changed. That reason exactly there is a massive part of it. So okay, I love that, and I love what you said about your little daughter as well, Dakota. And giving you the reason, like, to be the best dad and the best man as well. I mean, I love that, man. And like I said before, family, the ultimate blessing in life.
Oh,
So
100%.
absolutely,
100. She saved my life even more than the fighting. If it wasn't for her, there would be no me. There really wouldn't.
yeah, yeah. And I see that on your posts and things as well. You can feel the love and everything. And see, this is why you're such a happy guy. You're doing what you love. You get good money. You got a good family around you as well. Good people around you now. So I mean, don't get me wrong. I know it's always a work in progress with these things. But at the end of the day, where you've come from to where you are now, absolutely massive respect. Because like I said just now, changing the way you're headed to that takes as much courage as getting in the ring or itself or anything else. So
Oh, getting in the ring's easy compared to that. Getting
yeah,
in the ring, it's easy compared to the life I was living before all this started up again. 100%. That's why I
absolutely.
love it so much. It's from the life I used to live to the life I live now. It's not scary. Like it's It's a
Yeah.
doddle. I enjoy it. I love the feeling before you get in there. I love the feeling when I'm in there. I love every little bit of it. That's why I can do it so often. That's why I can do it so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll talk more about that now. And also, you've got titles now, which we'll touch on. When you came out of prison and all this, and you were like just getting back into this, did you really have any expectations at that time that it would go as well as it is going now? If you get what I mean, like you're winning belts, you're getting the following, you're going around the country, like people love you. I mean, I see the posts, and you get a lot of love. I would say more than average, and I'm sure that I'm sure you get some hate as well, but you seem to get a lot more love. And but anyway, going back to my question, when you first got out of there to now, I mean, I don't know how long you were in there or anything, but you're coming back from that and you're changing your whole life and you're starting again from scratch. Did you ever think it would go as well as it's going now with like winning belts and getting all the love that you're getting and everything like that?
That is a good question. It was more financial than anything else at first. I thought I'd make some good money here. I didn't know exactly how much. I didn't really think it completely through. I just knew I had to do something else. I knew I had to put my all into something and give it one huge shot. I wasn't exactly sure how it was going to completely pan out. Titles and things like that weren't really even in my mind at that point. And then after the first bare knuckle, which was Spartan in the pit, I dropped an ex-WBC Welsh champion 3 times at heavyweight. I'm not a heavyweight. I look at the heavyweights now since I've lost the weight, and I'm like, what the hell was I even thinking getting in there? Because I'm not the biggest built lad at all. But I knew I had something then. And then the fight after that, I met Luke Geohagen, who's an absolute unit, and he hit me with the hardest punch I've ever been hit with in my life. Like, it was a big overhand right, and it made us drop to 85 kg. I was like, Jesus Christ. That's what I'd expected getting in at heavyweight at first. So I took the time out again to lose all the weight. Um, I had a few more things to deal with in my private life, and I needed to get that weight off. Got the weight off, and then once I got to 85 kg, I realised then, like, all right, this could be something. I think I had 3 first round KOs in a row. I think in about 4 weeks. That's when I decided I was going to start being more active, and that's when I thought there could definitely be something coming from here. But at first, I was thinking financially, and I was just trying to put myself down a different path. Um, Now, after picking up my first title, the King of the North 85 kg title with Go Promotions, now I know there's more titles in the future, definitely. I've done most of this as well. The amount of street fighting and things I used to do as a kid, I haven't really had work at shoulders. I've had to learn to fight with my hands down. I've only just started getting my shoulders looked at and worked on them, so I can actually like have a guard. So to get to where I've been with hardly having like work and rotator cuff is an achievement in itself as well. But with my shoulders being worked on and things like that, I think the future is only bright. The future's only up.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's why I say. I mean, we'll talk more about the future in a minute as well. But yeah, carry on walking us through those ones you've had since September, because so you started off in Spartan. I think I've seen most of them anyway myself. But for people who don't know about this, I mean, yeah, just walk us through them as much as you can remember and like the different styles, because that's the other thing I think is really cool. Like you said earlier, mate, you haven't really stuck just to one. You've like moved around different opportunities as they've come. And that's what I meant with the whole, old school mentality and
Yeah,
everything. So, yeah, I would love to hear about like walking through the different ones because although some people know about your journey, some other people will be listening to this, hearing about you for the first time, and they're going to think, oh, I'm going to follow Nath from here type of thing. And, I hope it puts some more eyes on you and what you're doing. So, but anyway, yeah, going back to that time, let's just walk through them for a minute just so some people can catch up basically.
so from the 28th of September last year, I got a call, I think, a week before of Simon Kerr. He needed someone to fill in at 85 kg on bare knuckle sports for a bare knuckle fight. I
Yeah.
said, yeah, go on then. I was like, why not? Let's get back in there. I hadn't seen him for ages. It had been a while since me and him had caught up. Um, so I was like, yeah, go on then. We'll jump in. He quit after the first round. I don't think he landed a punch on us. He quit after the first round, and then I think a week after that, I went on. I knocked Badger out. I think, yeah, down Jonathan Stoner's show a week after on the Sunday. That was about a minute. I knocked him out, and then I won in the beginning of the second on Frenzy at the Farm. That was another 2 weeks after that. Um, so that was the first three in about a month. Then I fought Marty Barnes for a title on Fight Club. He got us with a cracking shot in the throat. Just couldn't breathe. But he's a legend of the sport. He's won on Ben. If no one knows about Marty Barnes, go check him out. That man there's done it all. He's fought on Gromner in Portland. He's won on BKFC as well. He's an animal. And then after that, oh, see, now I start forgetting. I have that many, I start forgetting. But I can't remember off the top of my head how many they are and when. But fought Sean Rafferty, who just had a war with Danny Christie. He's my hardest fight today, easy. He hit us with a body shot, I think, in the first 10 seconds. Popped my ribs out of place, dislocated my ribs. And he knew it as well. So every time I kept getting up, he just hit us in the body again, dropped us. I kept getting up, hit us in the body, dropped us. And then I've ended up training with him since and getting coaching from him and sparring him. He's an absolute gentleman and the hardest man I've been in with so far. And that was in gloves. So Marty Barnes was hybrid, which is boxing but MMA gloves. My first one back was bare knuckle on bare knuckle sport, and I'm pretty sure most of the other ones have been gloved. I find you get paid more for doing glove because you can fight more regularly as well. You're not going to take as much damage, as many cuts or things like that. But I think the true love probably is bare knuckle. There's nothing like that. The adrenaline before you go in there, I love it, man. The adrenaline, the feeling. I remember when I first ever took my first hit in the pit, felt like time slowed down. It was like, all right, we're in a fight now. You know, there's nothing quite like that. Nothing will make you feel that live at all.
Yeah, that is
But yeah,
amazing.
I've been in with killers, man. Like a lot of people say they'll fight anyone, but I actually will fight anyone. Like you put a name down, I'll get in there and I'll give them a good fight. I'll never take a knee, never in my life. I'll come in and I can give anyone a good fight. Might not win them all, don't really care. Like it's a memory and it's making money, and at least you try. Dare to be great. You know, you get one shot at life. Dare to be great. Like if you lose, dust yourself off, go again. It's a lesson. It's not a loss, especially when you're going in with the caliber of people I've been in with. Um, but why not go for greatness? You don't win titles by just fighting bums or padding your record. Like you go for greatness.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love it, man. I love the philosophy. And, this is what I've been saying. This is what I've been saying, all the way, old school mentality, fight anyone, that's what I was saying right from the beginning. And that's something I love about you, because these days it's a lot rarer than it used to be. I mean,
Yeah,
there's some really good guys on the scene as well who do that. But, it's very much like you're in your own breed kind of thing.
yeah,
So
definitely.
I love that, absolutely. So okay, so that's some of the stuff you have been doing. Absolutely awesome. Now, obviously, going forwards as well. I mean, it'd be good to talk about the future plans. I know you said about like your shoulders being worked on and stuff, but you're in demand. I mean, people want you to fight for them. You're popular. You're getting all this love and all these eyes on you and things. So I think it should just go up and up from here. But I'd be curious, like, if there's certain people that you want to go after, boxing wise or anything, or if you want to try like other styles, like you said about MMA or Muay Thai or things like that, going back before, if you want to do that again, or if you're just going to focus on the gloves. But just in general, mate, your future plans, basically, however far ahead in time you're thinking, because I know that, what you said just now, you didn't really have the expectations for this, and it's kind of blown up and got, really big.
Yeah.
That kind of thing going forward, I think it'd be awesome to talk about your future plans.
So just take as many fights as possible and make as much money as possible, really. At that top and bottom of it, that's the plan. Pick up titles along the way. I've got a couple of title fights lined up. I've got a lot of fights lined up already, but title fights, I'm on Alpha on the 28th, massive card. Just a couple of names to shout out. A load of boys I train with, Cameron Bromley, Nathan Blake, Conor Prophet, Jake Harris are fighting on there. You've got Luke Dyson fighting on there. Hayden Sheriff, they're both also extremely active. Hayden Sheriff, probably the most active fighter in the UK. Luke's not far behind either. I fight for the 85 kg title on there, and then another 85 kg hybrid title at Battlegrounds on the 31st of May. So pick two titles up then, hopefully. Um, but really, like top and bottom of it is fight as often as possible and make as much money as possible. I mean, it allows us to treat my loved ones. I travel the world with that money. Yeah, that's the top and bottom of it. Style wise, I'll probably not do MMA. I don't have wrestling. I don't have enough jiu-jitsu or anything like that. It's almost you don't mess around when people can wrestle and people can grapple. It's a completely different kettle of fish. Like I'll go toe to toe with any man, but once people start putting your neck in chokeholds and things like that, and they're slamming you on the floor, it's a completely different ball game. Like them king of the streets people and stuff like that. That is balls of steel. Like that's something. I'd love to do it one day eventually, but I'd have to get some serious training in to do anything like that. But so it will be stand up, but I'll be doing bare knuckle hybrid in glove boxing for as long as my body allows us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I
Yeah.
tell you what, I'm excited to see what the future holds for you, mate. And I'd love to do a part two with you down the road. A couple more titles. Maybe later this year or something like that. Give it a little bit of
Yeah.
time to get more in. But that would be awesome. Also, you mentioned some of the lads you train with there as well. I'd like to give a mention to other people who support you. So if you've got like other people you train with, sponsors, or other people who've helped you. It doesn't really matter in what way, but just the people who've helped you. I don't want to put you on the spot with this because there's probably a lot of people, but just if there's other people you'd like to thank, who've like contributed to your journey, I think
Yeah,
that would be good.
absolutely. My best mate, Cameron Dial, he's at every single fight. He's cornered us a few times. He was there from when I first got back into it to now. He cornered me last fight at the weekend. Uh, Luke Brown as well. He's done coaching with me. He corners us on most of my fights. Um, Richie Eland, Jake Warren, Sean Rafferty, they cornered me when I won my title. Um, uh, Sponsors, I've just started doing sponsors. And oh, I've just started. Sorry, mate, it went off. I've just started doing sponsors. Part two. Well, if we do a part two, I'll be able to shout them all out because I haven't got the full list of them there yet.
Okay,
But
so don't worry.
but
But what I'll say then, mate, just sorry to cut in there, but what I'll say as well to our viewers then, if there's sponsorship open, guys, and anyone wants to help Nath out, then you heard it here first, guys, because with everything we've been saying, with that, he's on the up and up. So any businesses, and trust me, I will say as well for any businesses out there who want to help you, or any individuals out there who want to help you, it'd be great exposure for them as well, because I see the traction you get in and the views you get in and all of that. Actually, that's another thing as well. I mean, obviously, when you started out with this, you didn't really have those expectations, and you just thought, "I'm going to make the money, and you're going to do right by your family, do the right thing." But obviously now you're getting a lot of popularity as well. I mean, you're getting a lot of fans and a lot of love, on the socials and the views and things. How do you respond to that, given the fact that you never really, you don't really do it for that reason, but it's got to be like a nice bonus of the support that you're getting online and.
I appreciate it. I love it. I'm just a regular lad. Honestly, if I wasn't doing this, I'd be in dead or in jail probably. So I appreciate it. People taking the time out of the day to comment and show love and support and things like that means the world. And I'll try and reply to everyone as well. I'm just like you and me. Do you know what I mean? It's surreal sometimes, especially when people recognise you out in public and things like that. That can be a bit surreal, but yeah, I love it. Let it come. I haven't really had much hate, and if I have, I don't really care. So it's all good. But all the love and things like that, it doesn't go unnoticed, and I really do appreciate it.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
and what you said as well about sponsors, any sponsors, yeah, feel free to get in touch. It will be great exposure. I literally fight week in, week out if I can. And I'll promote you on socials as well as on my fight tops. And if there's enough people and enough sponsors, I'll make a banner and things like that to walk to the ring with.
Yeah. Awesome. There you go. Well, yeah, there will be. There will be. I mean, sounds to me like the journey's just getting started. So I'm very, very excited to see where things are going. And look what you've accomplished in this time. You know, look what you've accomplished just in this short time. So then, you know, you map that forward a little bit, and I think it's absolutely awesome. Well, listen, mate, I want to thank you for your time. I hope this gets a few more eyes on what you're doing. Really appreciate the inspirational side of it as well. You know, helping some of the youngsters out there, and you know, leading by example in that way, because you know you do that as well, by the way. I mean, just by winning and doing well in the ring as well, you're kind of showing them that look, life can go in different directions. So I love that. Love the overview of what you've done so far, and yeah, I'm excited to see what the journey holds. Like I said at the beginning, guys, have a look at Nath on socials. You know, he's out there. He's not hard to find. So plug into the journey one way or another, and keep an eye on what he's doing. And yeah, mate, like I said before, I appreciate you supporting things from my side as well, and I'll continue to support you anywhere I can. We'll help each other out. Plus, I think you said as well, you know, you're going to be coming over to Cyprus this year as well.
I
So
am.
hopefully we can meet in person as well. That would be awesome. Absolutely.
Definitely, mate. I'd like that, mate. And thank you for having me on as well. I really appreciate it.
No,
I'll be a pleasure to do it again down the line and see where we're at there as well.
absolutely, yeah, I'd love to. I mean, I don't say that very often, but there are a few people where I've caught them early in the journey, only a handful of people, and then later on we catch up again, and they can kind of update everyone. And I love doing that. Absolutely love doing that as well. So yeah, absolute pleasure. Really, really appreciate it, mate. You have a great day. You have a great weekend, and obviously I'll send this to you when it's ready, so we can both share it everywhere, and I'll get it out there. But yeah, just big love and respect to you, mate. Honestly, it's been really good.
Brilliant.
Really good to have a
Love
chat.
and respect to you as well, my friend. Thank you very much again for having me on.
No worries. And best wishes to your family. Yeah, you have a good weekend, and I'll speak with you soon, mate. Top man.
And yours, brother. Enjoy the Cyprus sun. It's raining, I'll hear you.
You soon enough you'll be out here to enjoy it for yourself, and that time of year that you picked is pretty much the best time to come as well. So fair play on that, mate. Fair play. But yeah, I will do. You take care of yourself. I'll speak with you soon. All right.
Definitely, brother. God bless.
God bless. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the Simply Inspired YouTube channel, and there'll be more videos coming soon.